This edition of MacVoices is brought to you by SupportYourApp. Focus on growth. Build your customer support the smart way. SupportYourApp specializes in supporting Mac and iOS apps since 2011. Scale smarter. Leverage a remote support team with SupportYourApp at SupportYourApp.com. Hi, I'm Chuck Joyner. This is MacVoices in San Jose at AltConf and WWDC. This is Alex of Bugsee. You may remember him from an interview last year, but he's back again helping sponsor AltConf. And I wanted to make sure we talk to him and see what's new with Bugsee. It's good to see you.
Thank you for having me, Chuck. I appreciate it.
So, what's going on with Bugsee?
Well, we had a phenomenal year. We have a phenomenal growth in terms of customers and revenue and overall distribution. So it's been really, really good for us. So thank you very much for everybody who is joining us here at AltConf last year and this year, and for all our customers. We obviously have added a lot of different features and supporting new different platforms such as Xamarin and Unity and Cordova and React Native. Obviously iOS and Android native platforms. We added tons of different features, but that's not interesting. What it is interesting, we are still number one in terms of we are the only ones who deliver video, console log, and network traffic with WebSockets. We are the only ones who do this on the market today. We still hold the number one spot in number of crashes we get correctly, according to CrashProb by Microsoft. So it's been great. Thank you.
Wow, that's quite an update. That's quite. So let's step back a second for the basics for the folks that might not have seen your interview last year. What exactly does Bugsee do?
Absolutely, thank you. It's a great question. We are a bug and crash reporting tool for mobile apps. We sit in your app and record everything at all times. And when you have a bug or a crash or some sort of a UI issue, we already recorded everything, and you're able to go and replay it along with the video of user actions, touch events, console logs, traces, and network traffic, including body, HTTP, HTTPS. So it's very similar to an airplane's a black box or a flight record that sits in a plane and records everything during the normal operation of the flight. But if there is some sort of a problem, it's been already recorded, you're able to go and replay it. So it provides enormous amount of context to the developer to understand what actually had caused the problem, what the user was experiencing before the problem had occurred, what the system was doing, what the phone was doing, and it saves a lot of time for the developer debugging the issue.
So the app crashes, and it records all this information, and it sends it back to Bugsee. Is that a correct statement?
It's very simple. So it records at all times in a cyclical buffer on the phone. And when the app crashes or there is some sort of misbehavior, it doesn't have to be a crash. We already recorded that because we record it all times. And when there is this kind of event or a trigger, then we take whatever we had recorded already and then upload it to the server. So normally we do not stream, we don't consume data or radio. It's only being uploaded when there is some sort of an issue.
Got it. Okay. So if I implement Bugsee in my app, it's doing all this for me. It's completely transparent to the user. They don't even know it's happening?
Absolutely. We have designed Bugsee in a way that it doesn't impact the performance of the app. It doesn't slow down the UI. We're the only ones on the market who know how to do that. We pass all Apple certification. It doesn't piss Apple off in any shape or form. And we use obviously all public APIs. So yes, it doesn't impact the user in any shape or form.
Have you gotten, I have to ask, have you gotten any kickback with the concept of, okay, you're sending user experience data, not customer data, but user experience data back? It seems like today, so many apps are phoning home, as this phrase goes, and some people who don't understand how something like Bugsee work get a little touchy about that. Are you seeing that as an issue in any way?
Of course, that's a very common question we get from our customers and existing customers and potential customers, and we actually have a very versatile solution for that. So number one, we automatically detect all the passwords and credit card, we automatically remove them. So that's part of the features that we offer. Then on top of that, we offer APIs for the customers to cover the sensitive parts of their app. For example, certain fields that are sensitive or certain areas, or basically certain time frames, like from this second to this second, just don't record anything because it's sensitive information. And on top of that, we actually have customers in the medical field that they had way too many fields that they had to cover, so we actually implement a special feature for them where we intentionally over-compress the video in a sense that you still get the video where you can understand what's going on, what the user was doing, what's the navigation, what's the flow, but you can't read any of the text. So, all the data is preserved. That's on the video aspect. On top of that, we provide tons of different APIs to actually filter out data that could be sensitive in console logs or in network communication. And everything that we do is SSL encrypted between the app and the server, and between our server and the dashboard. And we also have the certificate pinned, so it's also protected against man-in-the-middle attack.
It's an important question to ask.
Of course.
You know,
Thank you for asking it.
But well, both from the developer side and from the user side, because I will never know probably that an app has Bugsee recording its crashes if it crashes, and so that's why you need to. And I like the fact that you're transparent about it. You've obviously addressed the security as much as you possibly can. So
definitely, everything we do is encrypted and transmit and at rest, and it really depends on the nature of the app. There are some apps are more sensitive than others, and it really depends on our customers. Some of them disclose to their user, depends. The other one don't because it just doesn't make any sense, the context of the app.
Just out of pure curiosity, what size data packet is being sent back to Bugsee when an app crashes? Are we talking a few K, a little more?
So as I mentioned earlier, the recording is done on the phone. It never streams anything, so the upload happens only upon a trigger or a crash or some sort of event. And during that, it's usually in the order of a couple of megabytes.
Okay, so
Yes.
yeah, okay. Just curious about the data usage, but yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like obviously this is not a big concern for developers anyway, because they're using your service in spades, and you're expanding and growing and supporting more.
Absolutely, we have a phenomenal year behind us, and we're looking forward for another great year.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, so the most important question of the discussion: why are you holding a Rubik's Cube?
Well, everybody brings T-shirts and some sort of stickers, and we decided to be unique this year. Well, last year we did spinners, which was, very spot on last year. Today it's out, it's not relevant anymore. So this year we decided to bring the Rubik's Cube, and we give it away to all our visitors. And we also, on top of that, we teach people how to solve the Rubik's Cube. And we didn't develop it, but we actually give about a 5-minute lecture that gives the people the foundation and the intuition to solve the Rubik's Cube themselves. We don't teach them a certain sequence to solve it, but rather gives them the tools to understand how to solve it themselves.
And I took the course, and I'm still working on it. But it's, at least conceptually, I understand it a little better. And I think maybe the developer mind grasps this better than maybe the average person.
Most people understand it, that's true. It still requires you to go home and practice it.
Yeah.
Like you can't solve it after 3 minutes, but you understand the intuition, you have the tools, you go home, you practice. About 3 to 4 hours, you'll be able to come and solve the cubes in about a couple of minutes. It's not the fastest algorithm, but it gives you all the intuition how the Rubik's Cube is working, and then on top of that, you can go and learn the fastest algorithms.
Well, it's interesting to watch you do it. You've obviously had a lot of practice because you just ripped through it and it's like, that's cool.
We've been loving it, yeah. Yeah, both of us, me and my co-founder Dmitry, yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a great little gimmick, gets you a little attention, and it's fun too.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for supporting AltConf, being here again. It's a great event, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us, Chuck. I really appreciate it.
The website is?
Bugsee.com. Come check it out.
Great. Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. We'll have more from WWDC and AltConf. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our MacVoices Facebook group and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices magazine, free on Flipboard. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us at patreon.com/MacVoices and join these folks who help keep MacVoices coming to you. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CashFly at cashfly.com.